Hello everybody, this is Winged Ruin, your host. Tonight we're going to be doing a little bit of Magicite. Now, Magicite is kind of a side-scrolling platformer roguelike with RPG elements. And first thing we're going to have to do is build up a character. Now, as you go through the game, you unlock additional race types, you unlock additional outfits, or I guess, well, technically hairdos. You unlock hats, and you unlock companions. Now, all of these things, except for the hairdos, have on the game. For instance, the starting race that you have is going to be your peon. Peon gets +1 hit point, starts with an axe, and then 2 other things. Whereas, like, the noble starts with a hit point, an additional hit point in magic, and all he starts out with is an axe. So yeah, different races provide different bonuses. The different hats all provide different bonuses or special abilities of sorts. Like the minor cap gives you an additional chance of gaining extra ore. The gatherer headband is the same thing with crafting ingredients or gathering ingredients. Skeleton King hood gives you a chance to summon skeletons whenever you punch something. And the companions, well, as you can see, I haven't unlocked very many of them. The Regen Fairy just gives you extra hit points every time you complete one of the stages. So, what we're going to do is we are going to play as one of the more advanced races, the Bandicoot. Now, the Bandicoot here is an excellent archer. He gets +1 attack, which is used for melee, +3 dexterity, which is used for... so he has, again, he's a superior archer. He does start with an axe, which allows you to cut down trees in the beginning, which is pretty vital as far as being able to make gear and equipment. With two rings. One of these rings is a ring of balance, which is +2 to all 4 of your statistics, and the other one, I believe, is the ring of power, which is +5 attack, which is good for your early melee. It gives you a little bit of an advantage early on for, I guess, staying alive, killing things faster than they kill you. Now, we are going to and some of these are good for what we're trying to do, some of them are not, so we're just going to keep rolling until we get something that's useful. Alright, well, this, other than the fact that the dexterity here is a statistic, this would be pretty good. Potion brewing is almost a must. I usually always try to pick up potion, simply because health is at a premium. This game is very unforgiving as far as death and dying. Potions keep getting hit points back, and make 2 of the herbs, combine them together to make small potions, or to make a small potion, and then you take 2 small potions, combine them together to make a large potion. Now, small potions give you 2 hit points, large potions give you 5. So, in essence, you pretty much always want to be using big potions. Now, the Potion Brewer ability gives you a 50% chance to craft large potions by simply crafting herbs together, so you skip the small potion step. So a lot of resource savings there. And woodcutter just makes your axe last long. Useful when you're an archer because, well, let's face it, you're going to want lots and lots of wood to make bows and arrows, and your axe lasting longer is going to be useful. The way your statistics work in early is if it's green, it means there's a higher chance every time you level up of that statistic gaining a +1. White is normal chance, red is a reduced chance. So I'm just going to roll a couple more times, see if we can't get green dexterity. Okay, yeah, this will work right here. Okay, so we've got less hit points than when we started. We've only got 4 hit points, 4 attack, 4 dexterity, but they're all 3 green. That's going to be excellent. We have Potion Brewer, and we have Artisan. Artisan, +10 luck when crafting weapons or gear. Basically, whenever you create an item, craft an item, there's a good chance, or there's a chance of it being enchanted in some way. or being, a master craft item. This just increases that chance, so you get a better chance of having more statistics, better statistics coming out of your equipment. For our hat, you can go with the Robin Hood hat. The Robin Hood hat gives you, well, basically just a second chance to gain an additional dexterity boost every time you level up. And beyond, so every level you have your base chance to level it, and then you have the Robin Hood hat. So, here we go. Now, first thing I'm going to want to do is craft a sword. So I'm going to need to come up here, cut down a couple trees. Let's put this on. The crafting system is fairly simple. You just take items, combine them together, and one more. Oh. That was bad. Put a stick and a piece of wood together, make a hilt. Put a blade there. There, see, now that's the artisan kicking in. Normally a wooden sword only gives you +2 to attack. This one is giving me +3. A little bit extra damage. When dealing with melee, it's just a straight conversion. For every point of attack you have, you get 1 damage. Or you deal 1 damage. So I'm sitting on 16 attack at this point. Now, oops. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Save 2 health potions. I'm going to go ahead and make a big potion. A little inventory management there. Oh, now I need small wood. The other thing is we're going to want to try to get these mining nodes before we leave. And there's one of 2 things you can do when dealing with mining nodes early on. You can either just go ahead and mine them, or you can try to build up a bone pickaxe, or just simply mine more advanced nodes in order to be able to build a stone pickaxe, because the mining nodes have I guess tier requirements is the best way to put it. In order to mine the gray nodes, which are iron, you have to have you can use a wooden axe or a pickaxe, but all you're going to get out of it is stone. You're not actually going to get iron. In order to get iron, you have to have a stone pickaxe. In order to get gold, you have to have an iron pickaxe, and in order to get diamond, you have to have at least a gold pickaxe. At the very end of the game, there is I guess a special material that you have to have a diamond pickaxe to get. There, see, that was the Robin Hood hat triggering and giving us an additional dexterity on top of that. Now, yeah, I said we were going to be trying to run as an archer, but in order to do that, we have to kind of run melee for a little while first. You have to build up some resources. What I'm seeing, though, is that I do actually have the resources to go and create a bow. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so it takes 2 spider web to make a string, and then you just keep putting sticks together until you have an unstrung bow. Up there, and we got a magical bow. It's giving us an additional dexterity point. So with that done, we have 14 dexterity. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use my bone here to make a bone pickaxe. The good thing is that a bone pickaxe actually counts equivalent to a stone pickaxe. Now, the good thing about this is that I was able to collect enough bone to create the pickaxe, and so I don't have to use these ironite as a source of stone. I can just go ahead and start mining them now and start collecting iron. Alright. Now, the other thing is that for archery is you have to craft arrows. I'm going to go ahead and drink a potion so I don't die. Now, in order to do that, you have to have refined ore and a stick. Every stick gives you 5 arrows. So I've got 5 arrows right now. So I do kind of have to be a little bit careful of them. I'm going to go ahead and just start using my stone to create arrows simply because since I've got the bone pick, I'm not needing it to make a pickaxe. And honestly, this early on, I'm not going to have to worry about making a stone sword. So, come on, spider, come here. A lot of spider webs. Now we do want to kind of try to hurry through the stages. It's usually not too much of a problem in the first stage, simply because they were a little nice in that aspect. But if you take too long on a stage, the Scourge is going to invade. Now the Scourge are these giant purple horned head monster things that do somewhere along the lines of 10,000 damage whenever they touch you. So you really don't want to run into the Scourge. You will lose. Extra bone. Oh, good. Now, every 5 levels, you gain a talent or a perk or a skill or whatever you want to call it. There are 3 paths. There's melee, there's ranged, and there's magic. Each of them have unique skills. Some of the skills are a little similar to one another, but they generally are going to enhance that particular path. Now, for instance, the ability that I just picked up for ranged is the Will-O-Wisp. With the Wisp, I can drop it out, and if I shoot an arrow through it, the arrow catches on fire. I'm going to go pick that arrow up because I don't want to waste arrows right now. That is a good thing. If you don't hit an enemy with an arrow and it hits a wall, then it just kind of drops down and you can go back and pick it up. Now that, if you fire through the Wisp, it catches on fire, and it's going to do approximately double damage. So, very useful against larger monsters, very useful against if you just have to kill something as quickly as possible. Now, this is town. After every combat stage, you're going to have a town. In that town are, you've got vendors who always they either have 3 or 4 items to sell. This guy doesn't have anything useful. The only thing that we would potentially want to buy is the stone pickaxe. But since we were able to make the bone pick, then it doesn't really help us out all that much. This is your cloth trader. As you're going through, some of the resources you pick up are something called a monster pelt. You take 2 monster pelt, forge them together to make a cloth. And then you take the cloth and metals to create enhanced cloth, and then with 3 of those you can create armor. Cloth is going to primarily be wizard gear, so since we're doing archery, we're not really going to worry too much about cloth and pelt. This guy is the only person in town that you can sell things to, so he's your buddy. Now, mushrooms, we're going to sell those. Mushrooms are used to make mana potions. We're not going to have to worry about mana. What else can we sell? Monster pelt, we can go ahead and sell monster pelt, because, again, we just don't need it. We're not going to be making cloth gear. Got 4 herbs here, put them together, and we made 2 small potions. Put those together to make a big potion. Now, so I could just sell the spiderweb outright. I really don't have anything else useful to do with it at this time. Something I actually like to do, though, since I do have the artisan skill, is simply craft a whole bunch of bows. Wood is probably the most abundant resource you're ever going to get. I've never run out of wood. Well, okay, I've run out of wood when I did something silly with it, but... And then I'll just sell the bows. You don't really make any more money. In fact, you probably make less money by having bows, but, trying to gain that artisan skill, hopefully pick up a better bow than the one that I have. It's always nice. Okay, so now what's next? We need to come over here. Now this is our leather merchant. He is the exact same as the Cloth Merchant, except he deals in leather. Now for leather, we're going to be using Monster Hide instead of Monster Pelt. And unfortunately, all we have is 4 of the Monster Hide. So we'd only be able to create 2 pieces of leather, which is not enough to make armor. You need 3 pieces to make armor. So we're just going to leave it as hide, because in the next area we're going to collect more. Now we're going to collect hide, not leather, so if we go ahead and upgrade that to leather now, it's not going to stack. Inventory is another very, very important factor in this game. You only ever have a 5x3 grid for inventory plus your 5, so basically you only ever have 20 spaces for inventory, and not all things stack. Your gear never stacks more than 1 high. All your resources, of course, stack depending on what they are, but Monster Hide, Monster Leather doesn't stack together. So leave it as hide for now. We'll come back to it when we have time. Alright, let's go ahead and make 5 more stone arrows. We're going to go ahead and make a fire starter out of our coal. Cook up. We only found 4 pieces of raw meat. That's alright, that's going to be enough to fill us up. Start our fire. Cook the meat. Now, cooked meat restores 3 of our hunger meter over here. If your hunger meter ever hits 0, every time it would normally tick down 1. Instead of taking hunger damage, you're going to take, well, actual hit point damage. So you can starve to death. Raw meat will fill. You can't eat raw meat. Raw meat only fills you up with a pick of hunger. Cooked meat provides 3 and also has a 50% chance of giving you 1 hit point back. So that is the only other way of regaining hit points. So it's a good idea to kind of watch that. And in a pinch, if you're in a battle situation, in an actual battle level, you can eat a piece of meat to try and regain a hit point. As long as you have at least 1 hunger remaining, or 1 hunger missing, you can eat meat. So it's kind of a way of trying to get a little bit extra out of it. Now, since we're going back into the forest again, I am going to come over here and go ahead and sell the rest of my... No, I'm not. First, I'm going to come over here. I have enough iron to create an iron pickaxe. I have 5 pieces of iron ore. It takes 2 pieces to make a bar, 2 bars, make a blade, and pick handle, and an ironite blade to make an iron pickaxe. Now, what that's going to do is if we run into any gold nodes in the next area, I'll be able to mine them. Go ahead and sell my bone pick. Now I'm going to go ahead and sell my wood. That wood, sell sticks, cooked meat goes there, fine bones there. You know what? Yeah, we'll wait till the wooden sword runs out, then we'll make the wooden sword later. Okay. Well, I think that's going to do it for this area. See, here's our second merchant. Because of where he's at, technically he has a 4th item, but it's inside that wall, so you don't actually have any way of purchasing it. He was selling an iron pickaxe, but at the time we didn't have enough money to buy it. Better to just go ahead and craft it. And that's a diamondite axe that he's having. There really is no reason to get axes above wood. A lot of wood. Whenever you with a stone axe, you're going to get 2 wood. With a golden axe, you're going to get 3 sticks and 3 pieces of wood, and with a diamond axe, you're going to get 4 sticks and 4 pieces of wood. So that's kind of at a premium. So collecting that much wood all at once is really just not enough. archer, you're going to collect way more sticks than you actually ever need. So I never do anything more than a wooden axe unless I just happen to find a stone blade and just need an axe at that point. Really, that's the only time that I'm ever going to do that. Rearrangement there. Okay, so I think I'm going to call it for this episode. This is a good place to pause as we're ready to head out of town. Please do, if you like this episode, put a like down at the bottom. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I hope to keep putting content up as quickly and as often as possible. If you'd like to see me do something in particular, or you'd like to see something change, or see something more of something, please do leave a comment at the bottom as well, and we'll see what we can do. Thank you very much again for watching this. This is Winged Ruin, and I'm signing out.